players.
Me and Chase would play Sea of Thieves till 6 a.m.
I hate hot shower. If I'm going to do a job, I'm going to hire the lazy person because they're going to find the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Ewok Hunt on Battlefront 2 is probably one of the scariest games to play. Welcome back to episode 27 of Nothing But Nonsense. I'm your host, Chase Thomas, and today I'm joined by my longtime friend, Preston. Today, we are going to nerd out a little bit more than we have on the previous podcasts, because on the previous ones, we talk more sports, stuff like that, but we're pretty good moviegoers, video game goers. We're players.
Me and Chase would play Sea of Thieves till 6 a.m. like every single night one summer. It was really bad. Because I still remember whenever you were playing, and all of a sudden, like, I just hear, what are we? And then, like, immediately mute the mic. Chase's dad came down. It was like 6 a.m. It was so bad. We'd literally just be playing until like.
We'd play, and then we go, oh, I can hear the birds.
Yeah, no.
We'd shut it off.
I literally, I'd look out, because my window is so left in my bedroom. I'll just look out, and, like, the sun's rising. I'm like, what are we doing? It's so bad.
Sea of Thieves was a really fun game, though. Like, I would still enjoy playing that, but it's just like. So people have a tough time playing it because it's just like a cosmetic game. Like, if you get up to the point of, what is it, Pirate Legend?
Pirate Legend's fun.
Yeah. If you get Pirate Legend, you've pretty much done everything.
That's kind of like the problem with games. Like, as soon as you beat it, you're just like...
You're just done.
Yeah. You need progression. And that's like life, man.
Yeah, it is like life.
Yeah.
Because I played Hogwarts Legacy. And
oh my.
I played the story, but then after the story, I was just done. I didn't even beat the whole, like, the rest of the quests and stuff, but I just beat the story, and I was like, well, now I don't really have
There are very few games that I beat like 100%.
Which are?
Spider-Man.
On the first PS4 one?
Yeah, the first Spider-Man PS4. I love that game. I think it's actually it. I think it's the only game I think it's actually it. Because I remember, like, as soon as I beat, like, GTA 5, I was like, all right, I'm done. Because I'm like, what else am I going to get out of the story and stuff? Because, like, that was, like, what I was doing. And, oh, man. I played Ghost of Tsushima, too. That one was fun.
I didn't play that one at all. I didn't even watch any gameplay of that one.
That was crazy. It's just, like... It's really like he plays a samurai. It's like, you know, Red Dead Redemption?
Yeah.
It's like that with samurai.
Oh, really?
And it's crazy.
Aren't they making a second one? Or is there like there's another samurai game coming out?
Oh my gosh.
I forgot the name.
My brother sent it to me. I know what you're talking about. It's like Ghost of the Shadow or something like that.
Yeah, something. It's
but it looks crazy.
The combat looked insane. I saw, like, he did one of the things where, like, he swung his sword out this way and kicked his leg this way.
Yeah, no, the combat looks crazy.
And I was like, holy crap.
I think that's really, like, the big thing with me for, like, combat games, because, like, you played Elden Ring.
Yeah.
And I didn't play Elden Ring.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of shocking, because that's, like, right up my alley. Like,
for sure.
I love, like, medieval games and, like, that kind of funny stuff, but I never played an Elden Ring.
It's hard. The only reason why I played it was because you could, like, cheese everything. Like, there was this... So each, like, the difficulty of, like, opponent would give you a certain amount of runes or whatever. And so there was this one more difficult opponent that you could cheese, and he would give you 10,000 runes every time you killed him.
Yeah, I thought
you
you
shoot
like,
the bird.
Yes, no, I've seen that clip. I've seen that.
So I kept doing that and kept leveling up. And the only reason why I got through as far as I did was because I was just too high level compared to everything else. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to play that game straight through normally. Because apparently that wasn't one of the harder, like, apparently the Dark Souls games beforehand were actually harder. Oh my God. I literally watch people rage, like, whenever they're playing, like, Souls-like games, because that's what they are. Yeah. There's, like, Sekiro, and, like, there's other, like the Dark Souls franchise and stuff. People would rage. Like, it's bad. Because they would get, like, all the way out and then die. And then, like, I think, like, it's the same death system as, like, Elden Ring, where you, like, lose your souls. Yeah, you lose everything you gotta go get.
They, like, break controllers, like, keyboards. It is so funny. Yeah. But it's so bad.
I can't... Rage-inducing games, I'm, like... I've learned to, like, just kind of shut the Xbox off if I'm mad. Yeah. Because I've had, like... Nate Eastgate. Yeah. I was at his house, and I told the story before. They were moving out of their old house, and he lost a FIFA game and threw his controller through the wall, like, the day before they were moving out and selling it to new people. And I was like, oh my God.
I can rage, but it's very vocal. It's never
very vocal.
It's never like physical. I'm never breaking anything. I'm not dumb.
No, so you'll slam something, like you'll slam like your desk a little bit, but normally it's like your hand.
Yeah, no, it's just my hand. Yeah, no, I only do that because it makes noise. I know you guys can pick it up the Xbox.
Yes. I love being able to hear, like, stuff through everyone's mics and stuff. Yeah, because one time we were playing my favorite, the Ewok Hunt one. Oh my God.
No.
Ewok Hunt on Battlefront 2 is probably one of the scariest games to play because if you haven't played it before, essentially, if you're a Star Wars fan, you know what an Ewok is. But if you don't know what a Star Wars or an Ewok is, it's like a little teddy bear thing. But they carry around spears and basically fireflies that catch you on fire, which is called wispies. And then you go against a stormtrooper, which is like a normal person. But if you're the stormtrooper, you can't see the Ewoks.
Dude, you
got to the very end, and I killed you before you got on the ship. And your mom at 4 a.m. you were yelling so loud, knocked on the wall, and you were like, "Oh, I gotta be quiet."
Yeah,
so, like I heard her knock.
I think that was during the time because my mom's bedroom was like all the way down in the house.
Yeah, but she was living.
But yeah, she. Was, I don't know why she was sleeping in that. So I think there was something going on with her room or something.
Yeah.
She like because I remember like I was literally like boarding the ship to get out of there and win, and like you start poking me, and I literally was there. I was like, God! I just screamed at the top of my lungs, and then my mom, she wouldn't even say anything. She just slammed the wall. She was like literally one wall away, and I was like, oh, I'm actually getting like, oh, you know,
like, oh my God,
I yelled at
COVID. We said this before. Playing video games over COVID was one of the greatest memories. I was bad.
I was so bad.
Well, because remember you would play Minecraft. You played Minecraft for like 36 hours straight or something like that.
No, dude, it was.
Was it longer or was it like? It was definitely nearly a day.
It was around that time. But what happened was senior year, our school was very, very lenient on attendance because all you had to do is look at your grades, and then it's like, oh, you made it. Yeah. So I didn't go like at all senior year. And it was literally, you guys got mad at me because you're like, oh, you're gonna like fail to college because you're putting on your bad habits. I'm like, nah. Because like at the end of the day, I passed on my classes.
We were actually concerned for you. We're like, he's not waking up. He's waking up at 4, like not turning stuff in. He's gonna fail.
No, dude, not turning stuff in.
I know. I'd say the professor and stuff. For all
I know. See, I college is like changing. Like I'm like, oh, Professor, Professor Ziegler. No,
Mr. Ziegler.
Yeah, Mr. Ziegler. Yeah. If he ever watches this, I'm sorry, Mr. Ziegler. I didn't turn in a single assignment.
He had to have known.
I didn't know. He couldn't have. Like, there's no... Because if he knew, he'd be like, 0. Like, it's like one click away from doing like a 0. I turned in nothing but blank assignments. I got a higher grade than Chase, all right? It was stupid. It was just dumb.
That's why I was so mad, because you got better grades than I did for not doing it. And I was like, how is he giving me, like, he's like rolling dice at this point to give me a 98 and give you 100.
Dude, it was so funny, because I think you were on the ski lift with me. And I was like, oh, I didn't do this.
Yeah.
It was really late.
Yeah.
I turned in a blank assignment, like full credit.
Went,
I'm like, boom. I could just...
I don't know if that was the first time you did that.
No, it was the first time.
Oh, was it?
That was the first time I ever did it. And I was like, oh my God, like, this is...
I'm done.
That was halfway through the year. The rest of the half of the year, I didn't do anything. Like, oh my God. Do you remember the test we had to take in Mr. Ziegler's?
Which... Like the reading test?
Beowulf and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, did you read? I never read. And I did so bad on some of them.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Like, I remember, like, I messaged you, like, after I was like... like, it was bad. But I still got, like I swear to God, I think I got, like, an A. Like, I still ended with an A.
Yeah. Our school does senior projects too, like our high school does senior projects too. And normally it's this whole long process and it's this giant project.
What was yours?
I was supposed to job shadow 3 different businesses. So I job shadowed one. And then the school was basically like, if you're comfortable stopping where you are because of COVID, which it was like nearly over at the time. And they're like, you can be done. So then I was like, oh, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, I'm cool with this.
Dude, mine was so bad. Did you see mine?
Well, wasn't yours supposed to be the robotic hand?
Yeah, so I was
printed and then submitted the design of the print.
Here's the thing, I didn't even print anything. Because I had a 3D printer. Obviously, like I was able to like I loved modeling. I love engineering. Like obviously, like that's just like my kind of niche. I didn't want to do this. I didn't care. And so I was like, oh, they want us to end it early. So I went to Barnes & Noble and I bought like a toy hand. And I literally, it was like a free form thing. I built it and I was like, oh, if you press this button, it moves the finger up and does that. Not even like a usable hand. It is the most useless thing ever. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. And I took a photo of it and I submitted like, oh my, that's really good. Because like how would they know?
Yeah.
It's like, it's so.
Oh my God. I didn't know you went to Barnes & Noble and bought a fake hand. I thought you like there was a design.
Oh no!
Like
I did print stuff, but my 3D printer at the time was like, I think it was something with a nozzle.
Oh yeah, you said it was real bad.
They're very, very touchy. That 3D printer doesn't even work anymore. Like, I mean, I could get to work if I really cared, but I just let it die.
Yeah.
Like it's literally so old.
How's your new one from MacBids?
I haven't printed with it yet.
Really?
And I'm gonna be honest. When you first, so Mac.bid, obviously it's an auctioning site, so it's like whatever like doesn't work, people are like, oh, like I'm gonna give this to Mac.bid. They can bid it off and get like really cheap stuff.
Yeah.
I got it for like $100 something when it was like a $500 printer, which is very pricey. It's a really, really cool printer. It's like infinite Z-axis, so you can like print however long you want. Oh. I saw someone print a door frame with it, which is crazy.
That's, oh my lord.
Yeah, like
it's like,
no, seriously, like it was literally like 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. Like this was crazy. Something's wrong with the bed. I think someone manufactured it wrong or something. When I first got it, the software didn't work and nothing was able to print. I somehow fixed the software issue. I fixed everything on there, but the bed will not like raise to a certain level. So my mom's like, why don't we just buy one from Amazon and then return the broken one? And I'm like, that's genius. That's actually crazy. Yeah. So we're looking online to find it on Amazon, but like that's actually genius because we just got a brand new printer. For like
the $100 one.
Yeah, for the same one. So it's like we lose no money.
Yeah.
We just get a new printer.
That's really smart.
Yeah.
Nike did this thing. I think they still do this. They'll do this with cleats. You can pretty much buy one pair of cleats for like $300, which is a lot. Yeah. But then if you break them down so bad, you can send them back, and then Nike will give you a $300 certificate to buy a new cleat. So technically, in your life, you really only need to buy one cleat.
That's cool.
And then you just be able to cycle through them. You gotta like beat them up.
They had something at Costco. I saw a video where it's like you could buy like a spice rack for like $30.
Yeah.
And it comes preloaded with all the spice, and then you're like, oh, that's great. But then it's a 3-year warranty where you can be like, oh, we will refill any of the spices for you.
Oh, really?
So you could literally just get like infinite spices for like 3 years.
For 3 years.
For $30.
That's kind of insane.
And then after you're done, it's like, oh, my warranty's up. You just spend $30 more, get a new spice rack, and just keep redoing it.
I don't know how they make any money on that stuff.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee it's like the resale.
Yeah.
It's the resale value because they have to have like a combo with like some like spice company or something. I don't know how you do that. But,
no.
That's valuable. And
it is valuable.
I want to get into like cooking and stuff for college because like.
Well, yeah, because you're living in the apartment, so you gotta know how to do that.
Yeah. Dude, the apartment's so awesome. Like having a kitchen and stuff. I gotta walk
to get to the store. Oh yeah, the walk pan.
I
gotta walk.
I gotta walk.
No, the walk pan.
Yeah, no, I got a walk pan. And I love that thing because like most people in college like. Especially for like dorms and stuff, they have like the electric stoves. Yeah. So it's just like a ring and stuff. You can't like use a wok on that. I got a gas stove. And that is just so big.
Light it up.
And no, it's awesome. But I don't really use the wok as much as I like because stir fry is so easy.
It's really good too.
Yeah, it's good. It's easy and like I just gotta eat more. It's like honestly, like that's what it is. Like I think like my metabolism burns so much.
Yeah.
Like, whenever I eat is like. Gone.
Just gone.
Like literally, it's just gone.
It just evaporates.
Because I could eat like 10 pounds of food and like an ounce of like
and then you wake up tomorrow and then the ounce is gone.
Exactly. It's like great. Like I can't, like if you're trying to bulk or like get muscle or anything, like whenever you're
you have to eat an obscene amount.
Like I literally watched a video of a guy. He had a plate that was like literally up here, and like literally he's like, all right, time for my bulking session. So I almost gagged, and like literally just ate all of it. I'm like, how on earth? Yeah. Like I try and do it. I'm like, dude, I can't. Like it's just bad.
I made like a 700 calorie protein shake earlier, and I was like. Towards the end of it, I was like, "Oh, brother," because the bodybuilders or like the strongmen, they'll eat like 10,000 calories a day, and it's like 5 meals. And he's like, "Oh, wait, I still need calories." He's like, "Here's my 2,500 calorie milkshake," and I'm like,
"Dude,
what?"
Like,
I don't know how you do it.
You're eating like uranium.
Yeah, it's so
eating
so gasoline.
bad.
Wasn't it like gasoline's like 20,000 calories? There was a meme like that. Like gasoline's like 20,000 calories.
No, it's so funny. I think like going through college and stuff and like understanding what calories like you need a calorimeter.
Yeah, you need to
measure all that. And like using that in like labs and stuff. I'm like, is this how you measure calories? Like it's crazy like how you measure that kind of stuff. And like I think understanding a lot more like through college has been like kind of eye opening. Yeah. I loved chem labs. Biolabs, no, I did not like them at all.
What is a calorie? Is it like a measurement of energy or what?
Yeah, so it's basically how much energy is required to basically break up that molecule. Oh. Yeah. And so I think like the way we measured calories is we had a calorimeter and we did an insulated vessel so that we took like a styrofoam cup and we just put like whatever substance we wanted in there. And I forget how we did it exactly, but it was just like, it was like a little device. It was really small, and it was able to measure, because it was like, since it was thermally insulating, it was helping like to make it isothermic and like make it like kind of an isolated isotherm or whatever. I guess I learned a bunch of like, it was so funny. So you know Christian, like my sister's boyfriend right now. He's also a biomed, and he's a year younger than me. And it was really funny because I really like him. He's actually cool. Yeah. He was talking, and I think he like busted out like a scientific term, and I like, immediately retorted with like another scientific term. He was like taken aback. I was like, whoa, like, oh, I'm sorry. Like it's really weird because biomedical engineering it's really cool, and it's very broad. It's really cool. Everyone in that program is so pretentious because they're
because they think they're the best at what they do.
There are so many people I talk to like, dude, like we're the smartest in the class. I'm like, I don't know you. Like I didn't grow up with you. I think I come from a different perspective where I actually like built things first and then learned it. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And I I made like the taser staff. And, that was funny. Like I can build things and I want to make a flamethrower really badly because I'm gonna be like.
Did you kind of make one?
I did. Yeah. Oh my god, I want to tell this actually. So I made a flamethrower out of cornstarch and a fire extinguisher. So basically you take an air compressor and you like pump it up with like cornstarch in it, and you just blast it on. You have like a flame in front. It makes a massive flame. I made one and I send it to Sled Gang, which is like our chat here, and like not even an hour later, Chase is like, my house is burning down. He got a message that was, I think it was your fire alarm was going off.
Well, it's because, oh my god, that was great. Because the picture you made after that was funny too. It was like, because I went to go change the batteries in my smoke alarm upstairs. And I got mad, so I like punched the panel back in, and it set off my fire alarm. But like I'm so used to fire alarms being drills, like at school you have fire drills, all that stuff like that. So I was like sitting there, I was like, this is gonna suck. And then I went, oh, this is my fire alarm. And then I ran downstairs to go check and like shut it off. So then I texted Max, one of our best friends, who at one time was a volunteer firefighter, and he got a message that was like, I said, hey, Max, like, does it by chance say that there was a fire at this person's house, and this person being mine? And he goes, yeah, is everyone all right? I go, yeah, I was trying to change the batteries in my smoke alarm. And it was literally an hour after you had said that. And then you had sent a picture. It was like Chase when he changes his smoke alarm. And it was like hands from hell.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I think Luke might have made that. I remember that.
It was you.
That might have been, I don't know.
Yeah, Luke doesn't have that humor.
That's true. No, I still love that like TikTok that Max sent.
Oh yeah,
like
the liar.
It was a liar. It was like the friend that repeats useless information.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like, listen, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say it's a call post, but we all have someone in mind.
That's funny.
No, Luke is Luke's so unique.
He is a unique individual. One of our friends is a very unique individual. We have a lot of friends that are unique individuals, but I think that's what makes like such good friends out of people is like you don't want to be friends with a normal, boring person.
Listen, I think we all love Luke, but we give him a lot of
we do give him a lot of crap.
It's so funny.
But it's funny because he just doesn't know what to do with it.
I do really want to do like the Washington trip though.
Yeah, so
biking.
Yeah, Luke, one of our friends, is doing an internship in Washington D.C., and one of my other buddies, Michael, who's been on the podcast before, wants to do the Pittsburgh bike trail from Pittsburgh to D.C. And so we're thinking about doing that, which I think would be really fun.
I want to do that.
To go visit Luke, and then Max would go on the train.
The way I think about it is like, we just need a date. If we set a date, then we can make it work.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think that's the problem with a lot of guy friendships. Guys are horrible at making plans. Like it's pretty like, but it's so fun to be spontaneous.
Yeah. It's so easy too. Yeah. You're like, oh, right now. And then you just drive. And that's what I love like the meme. I think it was like a Red Dead like meme where it's like girls whenever like they can't hang out. It's like, oh, it's okay. It's like, and then guys like, it's like them approaching us like, you get your ass out of here. Please.
Yeah, it's exactly what it's like. Oh no, it was. I think there was a scene. It might have been from Django. It's like whatever my friend said he couldn't play video games tonight. So it was like in Django whenever they walked up to the house and threw cocktail or Molotovs at the house and like lit it on fire.
Like you gotta like drag your friend out. It's like, no, you're coming now. All right.
It's so fun. It really is fun to be spontaneous. Like that.
Dude, it's just. it's just easier. Like honestly,
yeah, it is.
And I think like planning is good because like that's for like vacations and stuff. But like
like longer trips.
Max got so mad at us from Miami because we just like didn't do as much as he would have liked.
Oh yeah, we didn't. So for our senior trip, we went to Fort Lauderdale or like around that area.
Yeah.
And we did some activities, but it wasn't like we went to the beach to kind of just relax. I think he got mad because we did too many activities. Like we did.
No, I think we did too little. I think he got mad at us because he was like, "Oh, I wanted to go to Miami," so he just.
Oh yeah. He got pretty upset about that. Not upset, but he was just kind of like, "I want to go to Miami." But we didn't because we went because he wanted to go see the sunset. I think it was, or the sunrise. So he got up at like 5:30 in the morning and Ubered from Fort Lauderdale to Miami to go visit it.
Crazy.
Yeah. And then he came back and he was like, "Well, I already went to Miami." We're like, "What?"
Yeah. No, I will say I do like completely get where he's coming from because like I'm gonna be honest, like I would have liked to do more.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the kind of the thing with like the Washington. Like if we all meet up at Washington, we gotta do stuff.
We gotta do stuff because it's gonna be hard, like biking, and then biking so many miles and having the energy to go do stuff. Yeah. I think we'll be good though, being able to do that. But oh my god, I just thought about the Miami trip, the Cinnabomers. Remember that?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, if you go to it might have been the Chicago airport. I can't remember what airport we went through. I really don't remember. But do not eat the Cinnabon at any airport because we struggled so bad.
We had chorus trips too. So in high school, like literally the only reason you did chorus was to go on the trips.
Yeah, right.
And I think we went to like, it was like Chicago or like Orlando. We always did the Cinnabon and we always regretted it. Because we were like, oh my God, like I'm going to poop my pants right now. Yeah. And I don't remember which other trip it was. You weren't in Chicago.
I went to Chicago, but I didn't go to Orlando or
Wait,
Disney.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. I swapped it. Orlando was fun.
Or Universal and Disney.
Disney? Yeah. Okay. I gotta call out someone here for Disney. It's just all the chaperones and all the teachers that did our Disney trip in 8th grade. They took us to Volcano Bay.
Okay.
Right? Without swimsuits.
That's stupid.
And so like we couldn't even swim.
Yeah.
So we were just like standing there for like hours, just like looking at people swim. It's like, why? Like what is actually the point at all? And so we like their kids are like, all right, I'm swimming regardless. They take off their pants. Literally just like underwear, and they're just swimming out in the, and I'm like, dude, I cannot do that.
No, not in a public place like that. Disney. I mean, you guys are in 8th grade, but go to Disney. Kids are like 8 and 10 doing that.
It was a wave pool, man. It was so cool. Like, I should have done it, but like
wave pools are really fun.
They're sick. You ever hear about the guy that got drunk on a wave pool? And like he got drunk and he just cranked it to the max setting, and like literally it was just like a giant tsunami. Like we were like sitting up on the beach like relaxing, and then just water like rushing over them. Like I think like a couple of people got injured from it, but they're like,
I'm sure they did.
Like what just happened? Like an absolute tsunami just came from like it's so funny.
You start to see the waves build up and you're in the water and you're like, huh, these are pretty big. And then it's like the last one, it pulls all the water out and you just see it like, oh god.
Yeah, no, I've always wanted to like, because they would always, I think it was at Volcano Bay, they would like do the drums, so it's like boom, boom, and then like crank up the machine, but it was like always underwhelming. I always wanted them as a kid. I'm like, dude, the big one.
Yeah, if you're gonna do the drums, do the big one. Like every half hour,
yeah,
like a real big one.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, and then the people on the beach, they're just like, what are these drums? Oh my god. I love the memes too that are like, me whenever I was like 10 years old standing underneath the dump bucket at the water park. And it's like
Kylo Ren.
It's either Kylo Ren or it's like the Clark Kent or Man of Steel where Superman's sitting underneath the...
like the beam.
Yeah.
I saw that in like the benefits of taking a cold shower. And it's like actually taking a cold shower. And he's like the beam is going on. Dude, I will never take a cold shower.
I've been taking cold showers and I really like doing it.
Dude, I can't. Like I gotta stick with warm showers. Like I feel like I'm being boiled alive. I'm like, I love it.
I hate hot showers. Like if they're real hot, I'm like, this isn't uncomfortable.
I really like it because I'm gonna be honest. Like my hair, like I have a lot of hair right now.
Yeah.
Like, this is the longest my hair's like ever been right now. And whenever I get into a shower, I like literally like I have to adjust the temperature, And so like I usually just like go, all right, full heat. And like I just go all the way. But my hair is so thick that I literally just stick it there and like the water like hits my head. It's like thermally insulated.
You can't feel anything.
For a couple seconds. And it gets really hot, but I'm like, oh, that's really hot. Let me turn it up. And I use this as my temperature gauge. It's like it's so funny. And it's like I've never had hair. Like I literally can tie it up into like a bun now.
Yeah.
Like it's bad. It's pretty funny though.
I like long hair because you look better in hats with longer hair.
Yeah, no.
People look better in hats with longer hair. At least I think so. I think that's just a preference.
I still remember.
I think I also look like an idiot with short hair and hats though.
I think like hats are just nice.
Hats are nice.
Hats are so clutch in college.
Yeah.
Because like you know me, I'm really bad at waking up, and I'm like. I literally wake up like 5 minutes before I have to leave for the bus. So I go to like class and stuff. I'm like, oh shoot! I literally like can't like take a shower.
Yeah.
I love morning showers. Like I love morning showers, but I'm like I just don't have time.
Yeah.
Grab a hat, boom, I'm good.
You're good
like,
for class.
I just, like,
yeah.
Go. But dude, public transit in Pittsburgh is like.
I couldn't even imagine doing it.
It's every single day.
Like, how long is it to Duquesne from like get on your bus? Like, what's the whole?
So from my apartment, I have to walk like probably like it's like a 5-minute walk.
Yeah.
To, like the bus, but then like the bus ride, like because there's so many stops and like stuff for like people to get. It's like about 10 minutes, maybe 20. No, 10 or like 15. I wouldn't say 20, but there are so many people that are obviously homeless.
Yeah.
Like in Pittsburgh, and they just love boarding and then sitting in the front, so you have to pass them. And it's like I don't get it, man. Because what they do, I don't even I think they wait for the bus that doesn't like need to pay, because there's buses that have like a broken like meter.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I have money, I can't pay. And they just like let them go on for free. They just ride for like hours. And I'm like, dude, like where are you going?
Yeah.
It's because I sort of got. There was one day I got like on the bus and I see this guy and he was wearing like a teal jersey or something. And I was like, all right, great, like or whatever. And I come back after class like 8 hours later. He's still there. And I'm like, what? Because it's not even that. It's the same bus. Like went all around because like they cycle.
Do the same loop.
He was the same dude. I'm like, are you eating? Like, what are you doing? Like, it's like so.
It's the modern day nomad.
Seriously. No, dude. People asking for money in Pittsburgh is just like, I feel so bad.
I feel bad too.
But like, there are just people that are so dishonest. Like they literally just want money and that's it.
That's the problem. Like I feel like they'll be like, oh, like please, like I just want money for like a cheeseburger or something.
Yeah,
but like you can tell that they're definitely a drug addict because they're like super gaunt. They're like yellow skin, yellow eyes, and all that stuff. And you're like, brother, I know what you're gonna do with this $5.
Yeah, the thing is like, I want to help.
Yeah,
like I obviously want to help. I want to give like I want to give money and like help them like get it on their feet. But you just can't trust.
Yeah,
and that's like
because it's on them. You can give them $5 and you can feel good about yourself, but then you can be like, oh, I just killed this guy because I gave him $5 and he just shot himself up with heroin.
Exactly. Yeah, and
so now you're associated with murder.
See, like that's the thing. Like I always feel bad.
Yeah.
Even if they look very like gone and very like okay, like this person could very easily be on drugs. Like I just feel bad.
Yeah.
Because like there's always that chance it's like they actually like are going to like need that.
Because you feel bad because it's like their life story is pretty bad to get them to that point of being homeless and a drug addict. So I feel like you feel sad for that part, but then you just feel like you don't feel trustful in them to be able to help themselves out.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
Because I see like on TikTok, it's like this guy does like it's like stories from the homeless or something, and he'll like interview kids that are homeless and drug addicts like on fentanyl and stuff, and they're like 14 and they just look horrible.
Bad.
Yeah,
fentanyl's scary. Yeah, I still remember the story of there was a woman like she literally just picked up like a $5 bill like Walmart, and she's like, well, I don't feel good. And the husband's like, no, put that down. Yeah. They immediately like called the police. They like found fentanyl on that $5 bill, and like it's like it is such an addictive and like mind altering drug.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It is so bad. And I think like honestly, people that like smoke weed and stuff. Obviously, like I think like a lot more people smoke weed, but I think it really is the gateway drug.
Yeah, I think it's also like the gateway drug. It also depends on like who you're getting it from and like who you hang out with.
Because obviously
like,
that could be laced.
Environment.
Yeah, like when it's laced, like you are consistently buying from like one person.
Yeah,
it's like actually just. I don't know. It's a scary world we live in.
It is a scary world.
Yeah.
But you really can't do anything except for just like kind of just take it at one problem at a time. You really just got to like keep moving to the next thing.
See, that's why biomedical engineers, we're out here trying
to
save the world, right? Like it was so funny. So I was actually working off the hook, and I was talking to this guy, And he was like, "Oh, like, what's your name, man?" And I was like, "Oh, like, I'm Preston. Like, I'm like working." And he's like, "What? Where do you go to school?" I was like, "Oh, like, I go here, and I'm a biomedical engineer." And he was like, "Oh, you're gonna be working on us one day." And I look at him, I was like, "I sure hope not." like obviously, like they're all like like older people, and they're like laughing at that. And I remember he was like, "Where'd you go to high school?" And I was like, "Oh, like I went here." He was like. And I kept telling him about like senior. I'm like, I didn't go like senior year at all. And like before I left, I like gave him one last joke. I was like, sir, I think the laziest people are always the smartest. And I just like immediately left. They thought it was funny, but I think it's true. Like
Bill Gates said something like that.
No, yeah, seriously. The lazier you are, the more creative you have to be
to find the answer.
Yeah, exactly. And I do agree with that because like.
But like we were saying, it got cut off a little bit. But Preston was saying that the lazier person is going to find a more creative way to do it, which I also believe too, because Bill Gates' quote was, if I'm going to do a job, I'm going to hire the lazy person because they're going to find the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, okay, I was actually, believe it or not, I was reading a book. And
really?
So actually, the school I go to, they have a library and they just literally just give out books.
Yeah.
And it's great because I'm like, oh my God, like there's like self-improvement books. There's books on like nanotechnology that obviously is outdated, but it's still useful information.
Sure.
And I literally have been like accumulating an entire library at my apartment in Oakland. And I have this book that was on like, I think it was like the US, like the condition of the US.
Yeah.
And it's a couple years old, but it's really, really interesting reading because it's like, oh, like Americans are getting lazier. Mm-hmm. Americans are getting like more complacent, like and stuff. And it's really interesting because like I look at like that viewpoint then and look at it now, and it's like almost the same. Like it has been a universal constant of just like laziness. Yeah. It's like there was a great video. I think it went like viral on like TikTok or something, where this guy was like talking to someone from HR, and he was like, "I literally have been employee of the year 2 years in a row and not given a pay raise. So if you're gonna give me like the same amount for doing lazy as I am like going,
I'm just
crazy,
gonna continue being.
I'm just gonna be lazy the entire time." And like I don't know, man. I really love the idea of just getting like a passive income and like never having to work, but still choosing to work.
Yeah. Well, speaking of lazy, like Wall-E with that stupid little robot, that movie is based on how the world would kill itself pretty much from like fat, overweight people, like how like the U.S.
overweight people are like, killing the world.
Yeah. Whoops, did not mean to say that. But how the world is going to keep continuing to get lazier and like kill itself because like you're just not taking care of the world around you, because like literally it was like skyscrapers of junk, and then people were living in space in wheelchairs because they couldn't move around. And having robots do everything for them.
That movie's probably like
it's probably one of the realistic kids movies.
Best Pixar movie. Actually.
It also is.
It's really good. Not only animation wise, but like the actual like narrative.
The theme of it?
Yes. No. It's really good. I love like dystopian Earth like stories a lot. Cause like I'm not like a nihilist. I'm a very optimistic person, but I think we need to like make some serious changes because it is like bad right now. And like everyone's talking about, I think it was something like in Alaska, like it's something, some project that they were doing. Like I think it was approved recently. It was some like oil like pipeline manufacturing.
Oh, I think I did hear about it.
I don't know the name of it, but
but the Alaska was trying to vote against it.
Yeah, and like I think that like it got passed or something.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh my God, like this is gonna destroy the environment." Bro, we are way past the point. Like I'm gonna be honest, like because I was learning about it in biology too, and he was talking about it's like it's not only that the like Earth's warming up and like we're sending like carbon emissions, it is actively melting. Because everyone's like, oh, like what do you mean? Like the sea levels are rising.
Yeah.
It's not the fact that like the ice caps are melting, because if you have a glass of water and you put ice in there and you wait for it, the level does not change of the water because like the ice melts and stuff. It's the same exact volume. But the glaciers that are on places like Greenland and all that stuff, those are on land, and that's adding.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And not only that, it's really, really cool to see like how you measure environment, and you got to get really creative. They go to the poles and they drill into the ice.
Straight down to see the age of the ice.
Exactly. So they drill into the ice and they measure the carbon like concentration inside like hundreds of thousands of years ago. And then like you got today, it's like a gradient that's like calm, boom. And, like it is like it is crazy. Yeah. And I sort of got like I don't know about you. I feel like we just have not been seeing as many white winters, like white Christmas.
No, definitely not at all.
And I don't know if that's like obviously a direct correlation to global warming, but it can very easily
be attributed. We haven't had any water for the past 2 weeks. Like it's been like real hot again. It happened like 2 summers ago.
Yeah, no, it has been very dry. Actually, okay, that is another interesting point. I think I was thinking about on my drive here, the 11-year cycle for the sun. So the sun has 11-year cycles where it's kind of like calm and then it ramps up.
Yeah.
And the cycles consist of like, okay, like, sunspots, like coronal ejections and all that stuff. So there's a really like calm sun period where there's no sunspots or like any coronal ejections. And that's fine. Like that's where it's chilling. Right now, and actually, I think 2025 is the peak of the 11-year cycle. So we're still amping up.
Yeah.
We have been having radio frequency blackouts, like electrical blackouts and stuff. There's a thing called a Carrington event,
which is
that is basically. So there's a different type of solar flares that happen that basically can affect like radio frequencies and stuff. A Carrington event happened, I think, 130 years ago, sometime like when it was very early electrical grid, and. Basically, a scientist in Carrington, he studied the sun, and he noticed a giant black spot on the sun. He's like, "Oh, that's weird." And a couple hours later, Aurora Borealis was seen worldwide.
Oh, geez.
Like middle of America, like everywhere. And I don't know if you've seen it lately. There's Aurora Borealis in like Florida and like other places that like should not have Aurora Borealis. They're very faint. But that's because the solar activity is like amping up right now. Carrington events are basically these massive electromagnetic storms that can like completely fry electronics.
Yeah.
And what happened was during the Carrington event, the first one that was ever recorded, they were able to wirelessly communicate. So they had batteries that would basically allow like for communication between like Pittsburgh and New York.
Sure.
They unplugged the batteries and they were still able to communicate because there was so much
radio frequency.
People were being shocked. they were getting shocked by it and all that stuff. But what's crazy is that obviously since it was such like a primordial state and like, electrical like grids and stuff.
Sure.
If we did it now, if that happened with now, it could wipe the internet completely off the face of the earth. And it could like, and the thing is, it's completely possible. And we have no control over it.
Could you imagine walking down the street and just getting zapped and you're like,
I was like, oh, that was weird. And then, oh, my phone's not working. Oh, nothing, everything's gone.
It's like the video of the guy, this video has to be fake. He was walking down the street, got struck by lightning, got up.
Yes, no.
Struck again.
I think that's real. I actually think that's real because lightning could strike twice in the same area. And that is like, it's like so unlucky. Like you literally just wake up, like, oh man, I just got struck, and then immediately
struck again. I could not imagine what it feels like getting struck by lightning. First of all, that people really don't really survive getting struck by lightning like that.
I've seen like people like scars, like
their veins.
Crazy. Like it is all over. That is crazy. No, I think it's really interesting talking about like. The way electricity affects the body. Because I was watching a video. I love watching, what's his name? I think it was like Pyro Styro or something like that.
Yeah.
He's a really interesting like YouTuber who does chemistry lab stuff and like electronics lab. Love his videos. He made a microwave oven that's powered on lasers.
Oh, geez.
And like literally, he would turn it on. It was just like a giant blue beam. And like it is terrifying. But he made a microwave oven transformer. And I plan on making one of these myself.
Oh, like a forge?
Yeah, so forge.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I wonder what happens if I touch it. And he touched it, nothing happened.
Really?
And it was able to literally melt metal and all that stuff. It's because the voltage is so low that it can't carry the amps through your body. But because there's so little voltage, I think I'm learning about Ohm's law as well in like college is great because I understand this stuff a lot more.
Yeah.
The lower the voltage, the greater amount of amps, like more resistance. If it has more resistance inside that like volume, it's gonna excite the electrons so much that it turns red hot.
Yeah.
And so it takes like you put like a galvanized nail on there, it literally burns the zinc casing off. And, like, it is insanely hot. And obviously, like me and Max were like, "Oh, let's forge swords. Like, let's make swords and stuff." I want to make that so we can make swords like really easy.
Out of rebar. You guys tried once. What did your forge look like at the time that you tried?
It was literally
like a fire and a leaf blower, pretty much.
Yeah, it was literally like we just like stacked the bricks amongst each other, and we bought charcoal from Home Depot. Just crammed it all in there, and like lit it all on fire with like gasoline or something. and then we just had like a leaf blower that was blowing in. It would get really, really hot, but it was so loud and it was so inefficient.
Oh, really?
It lost so much heat. Like we were able to like bang out like some rebar, but like it got to a point where like this is just like pointless. Like it was just bad. Rebar knives are cool though.
Oh, who's the guy on YouTube that
Finch's Forge?
No, the guy that he's kind of like Mark Rober, but like does all the other like he
Hacksmith.
did that guy.
I love Hacksmith.
He's cool.
I'm trying to remember
he's done a couple variations of a lightsaber, but then I think this time he actually got like a full working lightsaber like to actually work.
Yeah, there was that was like this. He made like a spear.
Oh yeah,
it was like a staff. He actually gave me the idea for the cornstarch flamethrower.
Was that from him?
Yeah, it was the Mandalorian one. So the Mandalorian one, he actually mixes propane with the cornstarch.
Oh, so
it lights way better. It's much bigger fun. I'm not comfortable doing that. Anything that's like on me that could explode and like burn me, I'm like, no, I'm not good. Because I think I sent you the video I made of like the pocket flamethrower I made.
Yeah.
Because I was like really early on, like going to college. I was like, I could mess with like Arduino and mess with like the servo. And so I made like a thing that was literally like a lighter that like I tweaked the valve, and so it would have like it was like an electronic like spark igniter lighter, the arc lighter. That's what it was. It was an arc lighter in front of the nozzle, and so whenever I pressed the button, it would like turn on the arc igniter and then like push the servo. So it literally was just like this giant like ball flame like right next to my hand. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. It's really fun. And I stopped working on it whenever like it was leaking for a bit. I didn't realize it. Yeah. And I like actually turned it on in my room, burned like so much leg hair off me. I was terrified. I'm like, I'm not working on this anymore. Because anything that can like catch on fire that's like on you and like is like next to it, don't do it. Like coming from a guy who did it, don't do it. All right. Yeah. That's what like the flamethrower that I will be making is a much bigger flame.
Yeah.
It's way safer in comparison.
Yeah.
Because like stop it, you just let go. Just like stop, you know?
Yeah. How about the guy that does all the electric stuff? Like he'll make like an electric guitar, but it's literally just like a piece of plywood and then like just metal strands, and he'll touch it and then like zap himself real hard. He's done that. He's gone viral all the time.
I know exactly who you're talking about. I think he's an Indian YouTuber. He's so funny. He's so funny.
He'll be like, let's see if this works, and then like touch it and then like. I was
watching a video, I think it was on voltage boosters, which is the same thing I use for the taser staff. He actually is really informative. You'd be surprised at how informative, because he's not only informative, he's funny.
Yeah.
And like, I think it's a great way to like send a message is to be comedic, engaging, while also being like, oh, like this is the way like the current is going through these transistors and stuff. It's really interesting. And I think like I remember talking to you and you were like, oh, like I really like the podcasting because it's more conversational.
Yeah.
Information can be taken out kind of like that. And I think like all the professors that I've had that like actually engage in conversation have been like my favorites.
I was going to say the same thing. Yeah. If you're a teacher watching this, make sure you're entertaining, because your kids will pay attention to the education as long as you're entertaining. Like I hate lectures and you're just staring at a PowerPoint, but if you can make the PowerPoint entertaining and make the whole presentation entertaining, I'll pay attention in your class.
If I was a professor, I'd be so stupid.
Your class would just be full of experiments.
Definitely. Because I think it's like what I miss the most is like be engaging with the material. Because I think it's really hard when it's like, oh, we're learning about the mitochondria and like the DNA like of a cell. It's like you can't really do much with that.
No.
But I think visually it is really important to like engage your students, especially with biology, because like that stuff is very three-dimensional. You need to actually see it and be like, oh, that makes sense, like how it's like connecting and stuff. Whereas like chemistry is like, oh, this is just magic. Chemistry is really, really cool. I love chemistry. I hated my chemistry course in college.
Was your like lecture big? Like was it a big class? Because I feel like there's also like the side of like being able to teach to a smaller class well, but being able to teach to a big class is harder.
Biomed is great because like the smaller classes size, but like the gen ed classes, I despise. I had to take so many math courses. Like I just finished up like differential equations, which is basically like Calc 4. That's basically Calc 4 at that point. And I think I already have like a minor in math or something. Like I do so much math.
You've done it all?
Yeah, seriously. But there is so much to be learned about like chemistry, because I feel like everyone's like, oh, like why would I want to be an explorer or like a scientist? We already explored it all. No, we are nowhere close.
We talked about before. We've only explored like 10% of the ocean or something like that.
Yeah, no, seriously,
which is insane.
Yeah,
that is insane.
I think everyone's always thought about like, oh man, what if I was a biological an oceanographer or something like that. A marine life biologist. Yeah, that would be sick. That'd be really so cool because you could find a new species and be like, oh, my name.
And just claim it.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's so cool to me.
I would just name it like the stupid stuff.
Like my name. Oh yeah. No, they
blobfish. They looked at it. The guy, that's a blob.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the blobfish isn't even like a blob because it's like the pressure is so high down that when they bring it up, it's just like, why am I here? There was, oh man, what was it? They recently, I think it was a couple years ago, they found a squid that was so like small that they called it adorabilis.
Which is
like, it was just like adorable. It was like Latin.
Oh, really?
It was like Latin, and they just called it like adorabilis. And it's like, oh, this is cute. We're gonna call it adorabilis. It's like so funny. And I really watched the video. It is a very cute squid. I won't lie, but it's just like funny that you can just like name it whatever you want.
Yeah, it's yours. Yeah. You're like, oh, that's mine.
I still love like learning about like very niche experience, like the Rutherford gold foil experiment, like testing like radiation.
Oh, that was cool.
That like there's just like it's just weird like niche stuff that I'm like, oh, like I know that, you know?
It's just so hard to be like, you have to like nearly come up with a theory and then perform it yourself until like it solves itself, which is cool about that gold foil experiment. He's like, I wonder how this works, and then he figured it out.
Yeah, I still remember in high school, and I remember I wrote this down on my application for college, was the centrifuge that I made. Because I was working on graphene.
Oh, yeah.
And I literally like, I made that in my room. Like, it literally looked like I was like making meth or something. It was like so bad. I had like 2 electrodes and it was like graphite in there and it was like shedding the layers. It was sodium nitrate in there. And like my mom walks in, she's like, what are you doing? It's like literally bubbling out of like the solution. And she's like, what on earth are you doing? Because I was splitting up the molecules and then like it was such a fine powder that I needed to like separate it. And it would literally take weeks for it to separate. So I was like, centrifuge. So I think it was like an old like fan we had, and I just like ripped it apart and 3D printed it. And then I wrote that on my application, which is great because the school that I want to go to for my grad program, I got accepted into. I got accepted into.
Yeah, accepted to it too.
I got accepted into that, but I didn't go there. But I'm hoping like I can maybe talk to a professor there and be like, oh, can I join one of your labs?
Yeah,
because their labs there are way better than my school. Like it's really, really bad. Like at my place, because seriously, the entire floor for my department is the size of one of their labs.
Oh, really?
It's like that is insane.
It's like a NASA lab.
I love like building stuff, but man, I just feel like I could do more at my house than like the lab that I'm in right now.
Your mom walks in and she's like, "This is pure glass, Mr. White." And you're like.
No, honestly, watching Breaking Bad was awesome.
The Breaking Bad's great.
Yeah, no, because that was a year after I took chemistry, and I was like, oh, I understand this. Like,
you're in your room. I could make meth.
No. I think we made like a joke. It's like, oh, we can have like a meth empire from like campus.
Yeah,
we're gonna stop joking about this.
Because one's gonna show up and they're gonna blame it on us.
No, I still love. My brother started watching Community. And you need to watch it because it's actually hilarious. It's Dan Harmon, who's the same guy that made Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
And he is so good at like making stupid stuff happen. There's a character named Starburns.
Yeah.
And he literally has like sideburns are made of stars, and he dies in a meth lab explosion. And like it's completely off. You know, I think it's on screen. Like there's a van just blows up in the parking lot. They're like, what just happened? It's like, oh, Starburns died. It's like what? Like because you know that character too. But I really want them to make a movie for that series but it's Donald Glover.
Oh, really?
It was before he like actually like blew up and like he was like.
Oh, he was literally just like Donald Glover.
It was very very early on, with like all that stuff. But no, he's Donald Glover is like. He's so expensive now. I don't even know if they're going to make a movie.
No, I don't even know how they got on with Spider-Man Homecoming, to be totally honest.
No, that was crazy, actually.
Well, because remember they thought he was going to be the Prowler? There was that theory, too, which they should probably do.
No, because, listen, all I'm going to say is...
the new movie?
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Watch that movie.
I have to. I really want to.
But he actually plays Aaron Davis in Homecoming.
So, oh, really?
Yeah, Aaron Davis, the same uncle that died.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why everyone was trying to come up with that theory.
And there was a deleted scene where it's like, he says Miles.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he says Miles on one of the deleted scenes. Is crazy. But no, that's Marvel stuff. Marvel sucks now.
Marvel sucks now.
Yeah, it really is a shame Because like I'm more excited about like an animated movie.
I'm excited about the Spider-Man movie and actually the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie.
That was good.
Yeah.
Okay, animation has completely changed.
It has.
After Spider-Verse, like even like Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots changed. Animes have even changed a little bit. Like they've gotten way more higher graphics in their styles. But I think that's also just because of. But Spider-Verse changed the game. I think
there was a really cool video I saw. I'm really into like visual art because I'd love to get in like animation and stuff like and like do like my own stories and stuff like that. Because you've seen me like animate stuff before. I would love to get into Blender animation because there was a video that I saw. Someone did a Blender animation. It was fully 3D. But he put like filters and like other stuff on it that it literally looked exactly like 2D animation.
Really?
It was I think it was like Dragon Ball Z, like it was a fight like that. It was indistinguishable from 2D animation. It was insane.
That's crazy.
And I was like, it's almost to the part where it's like, I remember, who was it? It was, Studio Ghibli.
I think so. Oh yeah, you showed some. Yeah.
He's the guy that made like all like those very like 90s anime and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. He witnessed like animation, like 3D animation and all that stuff like in his first form. And he literally looked at it, he's like, this is disgusting. This is a lifeless form of media. And I kind of get it.
Yeah.
Like when you look at like some of the early 2000s, I'm like, it is just ugly.
It's dead.
Yeah. And like even now, like The Good Dinosaur, I'm not watching that. It just looks really flat. Like Luca's good. Like I think they get really creative, and I think like obviously now they're bleeding more like 2D stuff into 3D animation. Like Spider-Verse is a like technical marvel. Like on top of being a great story too. And like that literally just completely revolutionized animation. And like it's just amazing.
As we get ready to wrap this up, because I think we're coming up to about that time, we have a Spotify playlist that you will get to add 3 songs to. Because we do this thing where like Noah and I will add 3 songs to a playlist. So if you guys find on Spotify, you guys listen to the same music that we listen to and our guest listens to. So you get to pick 3 songs, and I'll add them in after the video.
Okay.
My songs, I'm gonna go Realist In It, Lil Baby. I've been listening to that one. I'm gonna go I think Motorcycle Drive-By by Zach Bryan, and then I'm gonna add one more, Every Chance I Get from DJ Khaled and that album. So if you can think, you can look at your phone to see what you've listened to recently.
I don't really know recently. I know like my favorite of all time. So I already know one of them is gonna be like Once in a Lifetime.
Yeah, go ahead.
Once in a Lifetime by Talking Heads, because literally all throughout high school, I was like, damn, this is the only experience I get.
Yeah.
And senior year hits, I'm like, I don't care anymore. but like seriously, you gotta like realize like this is like these are our only college years.
Yeah.
These are like these are our only high school years and stuff. And Once in a Lifetime is a great message about like don't let it pass you by.
Yeah.
You know? Once in a Lifetime, I'm trying to think of like what else. I don't know why. Like I love like stupid music.
And add it.
Add whatever you want. I don't know if it's gonna be on Spotify.
Yeah.
But definitely on YouTube. Do you like X Resonance?
I'll look it up.
It is crazy, actually. So it's Childish Gambino. You know Resonance, like that song. It's like perfectly matches with it. It's better than Do You Like, in my opinion. Do you like X Resonance? Because I've been listening to that a lot, and I'm trying to think. Just because it's summer and like I love this song so much, Steve Miller Man, Take It Easy. I love that song.
Yeah,
because like that is very very summer to me, and like that is just kind of what I've been listening to a lot.
Yeah,
I don't know, like I like that song, and I think I'll make those my 3 picks if I could add those. But if not, Do You Like Extra Resonance? I'll just do like
Mr. Blue Sky.
No, Beach Walk.
Okay,
Beach Walk's good. Beach Walk is like a song that is so. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like nostalgic to me.
Yeah.
I remember like listening to it like when I was like in middle school.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, this is a good song.
Nostalgic music always hits a little bit different.
Yeah, but it's a good one. It's like early 2000s.
Yeah.
It's really good. Yeah, I'll do those. Those will be my three and a half.
Yeah.
I'll do like 3.5.
Yeah. As we get ready to wrap this up, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Thank you for Preston coming on the podcast. Thank you for being such a wonderful friend and sharing the knowledge of your experiments, your stories of your experiments as well. I'm excited for summer, which is only just the beginning. We've still got like 3 more months to go.
It's not technically summer yet. Yeah, we got like 20 more days.
Is it really?
Yeah, no. Summer starts at like June 20th.
I hate
like 21st.
I hate that. They should just do it like by the beginning of the month.
That's true. Change it.
But as always, like and subscribe. Be sure to comment the word Nintendo if you watch this video the whole way through. As again, thank you, Preston, for coming on. We will see you in the next episode. Deuces.
You can't manage this, can't break this, boy, I'm funded. Gotta keep my distance when you not 100.